Well, Michael, 5th win in a row at home on Saturday. You've used the phrase a couple of times lately in that play. You used a bit of credit up against Morecambe. You might have used a bit of credit against Mansfield. Are you conscious that you don't want to use any more credit up, or that you need a bit more credit from a performance on Tuesday?
No, not really. I think we had a couple of poor moments in the game on Saturday, but the amount. I think the Morecambe one we did get away with one. I'm not so sure about Saturday because we had a good goal disallowed to make it 2-0, and we had some good chances on top of that as well. So against a decent team, Mansfield are a decent team. With good players, so I don't think it was a case of getting one against the head or anything like that. You know, worst case, we'd have deserved a draw. But this is the stage of the season now where it's find a way to win, and that's what we have done. Without being too lucky, they've missed 2 1-on-1s, but we have a goalkeeper, and that's what he's there for. You know, I find it strange when people say, "Well, your keeper had to make a couple of saves." Well, he's not had to make many. So when called upon, he stepped up at big moments, which is good. That's what we want him to do. Because it's different for him here now, because when he was at Macclesfield he was getting peppered quite a lot, whereas now he goes quite long spells where he doesn't see a lot of the ball, so it's concentration and his start positions are different. So, and it's something that he's learning, and we've been really pleased with him.
Just about 3/4 of the way through the season now, is it a question amongst the top teams of who's got what left, who can find another gear? I'm sure there'll be a team that comes on a run, whether it's to get into the playoffs. It's looking like it's whittling down now to, I think, 8, 9, 10 teams. Probably this will be Newport, who still think because they've got games in hand that they might be able to have a squeak. But we just got to focus on ourselves. We're putting a decent run together. The next 3 games are obviously important games because they're the 3 teams below us in the league, 6th, 7th and 8th. So no getting away from it, but the points are no valuable to. Doesn't matter where the opposition are in the league, there's 1 or 3 points. So Tuesday, just another example, another good team, physical team. If we aren't prepared to be standing up and be counted, they'll roll over us. But we've done that quite well recently, and hopefully we can play a bit of football as well and get into areas where we think we can hurt them. Yeah, Keith was appointed at Northampton, I think about 3 weeks after you walked in here. Do his teams have a certain image? You've kind of hinted at that.
Well, I don't know about his teams generally because I've only been in the same. But when we've come across him, they have been pretty direct. They are physical. They play a different way to us, but that's what football's all about. It's about different ways of and finding ways to win a game. It was a tough game at their place. They had a few chances, but I felt that their man should have been sent off in the first minute of the game. But they are a difficult team to play against. And you look at the results that they've put together, the run that they went on. I know they lost 3 on the spin, but they've just beat Exeter. The run they were on before that, incredible draw against Derby in the FA Cup, and then taking them all the way in the home leg as well. So it's we know what to expect, because I think the same as what they'll know to expect from us. But they're good at what they do as well. It's already known about it. It's been good enough to be able to deal with it.
They've taken the lad Callum Morton from West Brom, who appears to have had quite an impact for them.
Yeah, he played against us for West Brom in the bounce game at the ground and scored a couple, I think. So hopefully it's not a good ground for him. Brilliant attitude, good quality, runs and runs and runs and runs, and he's got a finishing touch at the end of it. So they normally play him off one of the big ones. Like you say, he's a runner off the target man, and he will constantly run. So he is a threat, but they've got good quality in wide areas. With Dane Oliver, or whether it's Williams, they'll have a presence up front as well.
So what said to me yesterday, it looks as if you're trying to split one role between Ruben and Luke at the moment, maybe managing their minutes. Was that a fair assessment of how you're trying to get them through these games? Those two.
Yeah, I think they were both coming back from a longish term. I think Reg was out 9 weeks and Ruben was out pretty much 4 months. So, but they're both looking sharper now. So it has been a case of trying to share the load between them, and they've done it well between them. I know Ruben scored the goals recently, but Reggie's been taking a bigger chunk of the games. So the competition for places all over the pitch now. You know, you look at Jacob Boyle's come in and been excellent. Jacob Green's been excellent, and there's Chris Clements has come in, done very well. Connor Thomas has been good. That's a fine. That's a definite
Fine.
Joycey, that is a
It's a
fine.
fine.
That is a fine. So that's you and you now. Fine. I can't remember what I was talking about now. It's put me off.
Ruben and Luke.
Yeah, there's competition for places all over the squad. So and they have shared the load between them. Yeah.
You mentioned about the fact that it is only 3 points. Would it be a psychological boost for a winner on Tuesday night, if there is a winner?
Well, it's a game in hand. So it just puts to bed, because people, well, if you win the game in hand, you'll do this. If you don't, we'll just know where we are with. Well, we've got 2 on the teams below us and 1 on the teams above us. So a winner, obviously, they would go above us in the league. A win for us would put a 5-point gap between us. So that's obviously what we'll be trying to do. It is boring, but you could class it as a free hit, because we're 5th in the league with a free game. So if we can, and again, games against your rivals, they are our rivals because they're in around us in the table at the minute. They're always important games.
Just 2 more. Injury-wise, are you full strength, virtually?
Yeah, I think a couple of kicks from the weekend, so we'll have them assessed. Nothing too serious, so we'll assess them.
And your thought was about Tav, who wasn't in the squad at the weekend. Any thought about getting in some minutes on a loan anywhere, or are you just trying to keep him within the group?
That's the conversations I'll have with Tav. At the minute, he probably does need minutes, but that's the conversations I'll have with my players.